Students, welcome again for this skill development virtual practical. So in this practical, we are going to discuss on how to assemble and disassemble the tailstock. This virtual practical is based on the available sources. Our alumni of mechanical departments was already recorded the video during that practicals, and such video is used here for demonstrations about the assembly and disassembly of the tailstock. So basically, tailstock is present in the two categories. The first is the tailstock used for carpentry use, and second, tailstock is used for machining use. So there is a difference between these two. For the carpentry shop, the position of the tailstock is adjusted by using the nut and bolts. There is no such rack is present, either the slot is present for shift the tailstock from one place to another place. And here again, we are not going to provide some hole by using the drill for that wood. So this drilling operation is also not done by using this tailstock. So a little bit linear motion is required for the spindle sleeve. A little bit linear motion is required for the spindle sleeve. What is present here is a spindle sleeve, right? And how to shift the sleeve towards the forward and the reverse directions. So the different component is present for this carpentry shop. So first is for the carpentry shop, and second virtual practicals for the actual machine shop is already covered by our students and recorded during these practicals. So for the machine tailstock, so is the one cast iron body, right? So is one hole is present having the big dimension. You can insert this spindle sleeve at the one periphery of the spindle sleeve. The rack is present, the teeth is like as the rack is present, right? And is the gear wheel, and gear wheel is fixed is opposite side of this hole, right? Means here you can convert the rotary motion into the linear motions, convert the angular movement into the linear motions by using this handle. You can see the wrench by using this handle. So this. Then is the locking of the copper sleeve. It is present at the topmost hole of this cast iron body. And here this is some tapered slot is present for this locking sleeve. When you rotate this sleeve in some directions, the wedging action is present on the spindle sleeve. Due to this wedging action, the forces is applied on the spindle sleeve, and it is not move left either the right hand directions. Okay. Then so is a bolt. This bolt is insert in this gear wheel, right? Having the keyway. So this black line is indicated the keyway, having the keyway. So we can insert first this gear in this cast iron body, then you can insert this bolt. When this bolt is coming in this outside directions, the nut is provided. This nut is, so in this way this nut is preserved, right? And there is a one hole is present for this bolt. In that hole you can fix this wrench. So is the typical detailings of this carpentry shop tailstock, right? So in this assembly, see these details. So is the locking copper sleeve. You can angular movement for this left and the right hand directions for locking this spindle sleeve. So is the central punch, either the revolving center is present for fix the positions of the wood, right? Then is the wrench, either the handle, it is useful for linear motions, provide the linear motions for the spindle shoe, either the forward, either the reverse direction. So is a typical parts present in the carpentry shop, tailstock, right? Okay. And the second discussions about the machine tailstock, which is used in the lathe machines for the machining operations. Okay, you can see this video properly. During the video I am going to explain in details. See this. So here is the tailstock. It is present on one lathe machines, right? The first you remove the nut and bolt which are fixed with the lathe bed, right? Then you can shift this whole tailstocks from lathe machine to the one shop floor for disassemble, either the maintenance of that the tailstock. So how to disassemble this tailstock? See this video properly. So here is the locking bar. The student is rotate in the some direction is the locking bar, right? And this handle is the, at the end of this handle the screw is present, the power screw is present, right? And the power screw is rotate, convert the rotary motions into the linear motions for that spindle, convert this rotary motion into the linear motions for the spindle. So means the drill bit will be coming in the forward direction, either the reverse direction based on the handle rotations. So at the end of this casting there is a one flange is present, First you disassemble this flange from that cast iron body by using the proper tool, the students here use the Allen key for removing that Allen bolt of that the flange. See this video properly. So is the main difference between the carpentry tailstock and the machine tailstock. In carpentry tailstock we are not provide the linear motions by using the hand wheel. There is a restricted linear motion is present for that machine carpentry shop tailstock. So student trying to disassemble this hand wheel, but they are not successful. They are not open this all bolt. Before that he is applying the forces by using the hand, but this hand force is not sufficient. Then he is using the mallets for applying some forces. Even though this is properly fixed and student is not removing the one bolt which is connected with that the flange. Okay, so he is removing that bolt which is fixed for that the flange. They are trying to use the different spanner for that bolt. So it's not a good practice. Based on your observations you decide which type of this spanner with dimension is required for that bolt. So like as a 10, 12, 14, 15. So he's applying this mallet forces in the both direction, clockwise and anti-direction. So okay, after applying the some forces, is rotate that wheel in the anti-clockwise directions, and this wheel is connected with the power screw. This wheel is connected with the power screw. Due to this flange, only wheel is rotate with respect to with the power screw, and the internal thread is present for that spindle. The internal thread is present for the spindle, and for locking the angular motions, rotary motions for that spindle, the throughway, the keyway is present. And by using the keyway, the rotary motions of that spindle is locked. Hence, means when you rotate this handle, the screw is rotate about its own axis, and the spindle is advanced in that the screw. So with respect to that rotation, spindle may be coming in the forward directions, either the reverse directions. Right? Okay. So here is the handle with the power screw. Then this portions for the locking mechanism. So this assembly is jammed because it is used for the many practicals and students applying some forces, and the dimensions of that spindle is flaring, is increases. So hence the assembly is jammed, and this spindle is not removed from this cast iron body. So I am stop here, and at the end of this cast body, then again one plate is present, and this plate is having the V groove. Again the same V groove is present on that the lathe machine bed. So by using this, you can shift this tailstock in the linear directions, forward either the reverse directions. How to remove this plate? These plates for some maintenance? So here there is one taper key is present for this two mating. There is one taper key is present, and by using that taper key, this two component is made. And it is assembled. Okay. See this video for next 1 to 2 minutes. They are trying to apply some forces on that spindle, but due to the locking of that spindle with the key, it is not removed from that cast iron body. So only few element is present in this tailstock. The one is the cast iron body, second is the power screw, third is the handle, fourth is the locking mechanisms, fifth is the spindle, and remaining fasteners. Remaining are the difference fasteners. So what are the different tools is required for disassemble this tailstock? The first is spanners, different type of these spanners: ring head spanner, open head spanners, maybe the plier, then Allen key, then mallet, then bearing puller is required for remove the spindle from the cast iron body, and these are the sufficient tools for disassemble the tailstock. These guys are applying the forces for remove the spindles from this cast iron body, but is not removed properly. Whatever the element is present in the student's hand, its bearing, means at this periphery you can fix the bearing, and the hole is present, and this hole is basically used for insert the power screw in that hole. During this practical session, students take the photographs of each and every elements for proper drawing of these elements is a 2-dimensional, either the 3-dimensional with the actual dimensions. So it's a good practice for take the photographs of the components and for the development of its original drawing. It's a production drawing. Okay. The students is trying to remove that taper key which is fixed at the end of these 2 plates. This is the taper key. Okay, so I am going to stop here. If you have any doubt related with this tailstock assembly and disassembly, you can contact your faculty. Thank you.